Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton has absolutely lit the internet ablaze following their April 4th, 2025 episode of SmackDown, where they threw some serious jabs and personal comments at each other to the point where WWE had to remove it. In today's video, we are going to be discussing this segment, why it was so controversial, what WWE did to kind of take control of the situation in which absolutely got off the rails because Tiffany Stratton is just a mere weeks away from defending the women's championship against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 41. It's a major match because most people figure, okay, Charlotte Flair's going to go over. She's had this huge redemption story. She's coming back from injury. She won the Women's Royal Rumble match, and it's Charlotte freaking Flair. She's going to win this title no matter what. But then there's other people who say, well, you know what, Tiffany Stratton, she's the star of the future. She's also really over as a babyface right now. Why wouldn't she retain the championship? Well, WWE has been trying their best to get the fans emotionally involved in the storyline. They have done multiple segments on television. They've done brawls, they've done split interviews, everything. And most people would agree that it's been Charlotte Flair who's been getting the better of Tiffany Stratton. Well, on the April 4th episode of SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton came back and she came back hard. Now, keep in mind that this segment was completely different from what WWE thought it was going to be. When WWE fans tuned into this episode of SmackDown, they witnessed a car crash because the two stars went off script and took personal shots at each other. After the segment, WWE removed lines from their digital video recaps. So let's just break down some of the lines, shall we? Tiffany Stratton told Charlotte she would always come second to her father, Ric Flair, and when it was all said and done, you're going to be just like you are outside of the ring, alone. Then she discussed Flair's personal life, asking, "What is the record 0-3?" Before Charlotte asked, "Is that why Kaiser is in my DMs?" Let's address that. So Charlotte Flair, literally days ago, she was on Sherry, the talk show, and she opened up about her divorce from Andrade. Now, this is her third divorce. I'm not throwing shade at her personally. That's her personal life, and I hope that she's happy in it. Tiffany bringing that up is the classic shoot promo that no one cares about. I'm sorry. No one cares that Charlotte Flair has been divorced 3 times. As long as she's happy right now, that's all that matters. And if she wants to get married for a 4th time, go for it. And if she doesn't, that's her business. I don't care. And so when you do a shoot promo, you have to be able to work it into a storyline because Paul Heyman has broken this down in the past of, you know, if you can say, well, oh, I know you've been divorced 3 times, and then you don't say anything else, people are like, okay, who cares? Like, what does this have to do with this match? What does this have to do with this feud? Classic example. Let's continue. So WWE posted parts of the segment on social media and YouTube, but did not include the final comments between the two stars. WWE's YouTube channel also cut out the end of the segment when Stratton stated that when Flair was 25, she was thinking about drinking in her daddy's basement while Stratton was walking into WrestleMania as a champion. Now, Charlotte Flair has been very open and honest about her past issues growing up and her and her brother Reed drinking and everything like that before she got into the wrestling business. Keep in mind, Charlotte Flair only got into the wrestling business to live out her brother's dream of becoming a pro wrestler. Now, obviously, he tragically passed due to an overdose, and he wanted to be a wrestler, but his demons just got to him. WWE's YouTube video removed the lines about Flair being 0-3 and Kaiser being in Flair's DMs. I don't know why Charlotte. So here's a weird thing. So if you go back and you watch the segment, Stratton literally says the last line when she jumps out of the ring, right? And Flair, as she's walking towards Stratton, then said the line about her DMs. If Kaiser is in her DMs, that's their business. I don't care. If they're happy, that's great. I'm happy for them. I don't care about their personal lives. That's their personal lives. I think most people should take that approach. We're here about pro wrestling, right? As long as they are healthy and happy, that's all that matters, right? Let's focus on the in ring. Let's focus on the TV. Let's focus on the product, right? Now, if you're WWE, how do you handle this? Well, do you remember a few years ago when Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch did the title swap on SmackDown, right? And I think it was Charlotte that threw the title down at Becky, and it was just a nightmare. They went off script, obviously, and then when they came back from Gorilla, you know, uh, I think it was Vince. It could have been Triple H. I forget. I think it was Vince. You know, they had a shouting match, Becky and Charlotte did, and Charlotte was escorted from the arena. And then they moved on and they worked business because business comes first, right? You should take everything personally in business, but you should also put business ahead of personal, if that makes any sense. And it took me a long time to figure that out. Look, does Charlotte Flair have an issue with Tiffany Stratton? I'm sure she does, especially after this freaking segment. Does Tiffany Stratton have an issue with Charlotte Flair? Clearly, or she wouldn't have brought up those issues, right? They wouldn't have gone off script. Now, you can take that personally, and you can get upset by that, and you can be mad about that, and you can hold resentment towards someone about that. That's all fine and dandy. It's cool, man. Go for it. But at the end of the day, they have a match at WrestleMania 41. It's a high profile match. You got to put business before personal. You got to go in there next week and do another segment. And then the week after that, you got to do another segment. And then come whatever night they end up booking this match on the card, whether it's WrestleMania Saturday or WrestleMania Sunday, you best believe that this match is going to be on the card. And you best believe that these two stars are going to be stepping in the ring. And you best believe that WWE expects them to go out there and execute to the highest ability possible. It's what WWE is paying these two women, and that's what the fans are looking forward to when they buy a ticket to WrestleMania or they turn on Peacock or Netflix or wherever you live. You're expecting to see them go out there and perform at a very high level and put on a great match and see a winner. And we're either going to get Tiffany Stratton walking out of WrestleMania as women's champion. Heck, since I keep saying Trish Stratus, maybe she'll show up. Or you're going to see Charlotte Flair walk out as women's champion. Either way, we're getting a champion. Either way, we're getting a match. Either way, we're going to get segments. So, this is a you problem, not a us problem. If I'm WWE, if I'm Triple H, I'm having a conversation with these two going, look, I don't know, don't really care, move it along. This is business. This will not happen again. I don't care if you're Charlotte Flair. I don't care if you're Tiffany Stratton. I don't even care if you're Trish Stratus. This is not going to happen again. That's what I would have a conversation with them two about. Like, you have to address it. You have to get it right. You have to understand it. And we'll see where they go with this. We really, really will. But this cannot happen again. If you're Triple H, if you're WWE, it just can't. Sorry, can't do it, won't do it, can't happen. And we're gonna see how everything turns out. Let me know down in the comments there below, what do you guys think about this topic, this incident, this video? And I'll see you all in the next video.